Getting kills with the Nagant Officer Carbine feels like greeting your girlfriend after she's had a horrible day. A kiss on the chest might work, but a kiss on the head will definitely serve you better. Instead, the Nagant M1895 Officer Carbine Deadeye, I'm just going to call it the OCD unless I think of a dumb nickname in the next paragraph, is a 3-slot beefed up version of the officer pistol. It is essentially the same gun with a longer barrel and additional stock and should not be confused as a Nagant Precision Deadeye. They are not versions of the same gun. Well, okay, they are, but it gets a little bit incesty, so for the purposes of this video, they aren't. Now, to address the elephant in the room, I know what you're thinking. HomeReel. This weapon guide is just an excuse to use the sniper's gift skin that you picked up on the winter sale. And to that I say, yes. But this skin is important because this gun is a sniper's gift. According to the lore of the game, this gun is gifted to the player by sniper mains to make the player think they're a sniper. It's kind of like that scene in Kung Pow when Wimplo is first introduced and Master Tang says,
"Sit down!" I must apologize for Wimplo. He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.
If you got that reference, we should hang out. Right. The Officer Carbine Deadeye is like Wimplo. It wants to be a sniper, but at sniper ranges, it just doesn't have the oomph needed to do the job. At this range, what would be a kill with a long ammo gun is hamstrung by the compact ammo the Wimplo uses. But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's do the statistics thing. The Nagant Officer Carbine Deadeye does 104 damage to the chest within 10 meters. It can be a one-shot kill to the head within 92 meters, and it has a muzzle velocity of 360 meters per second. Really, the stats are pretty comparable to the Nagant Officer pistol. It has the same fire rate, ammo capacity, and reload speed, and in up-close engagements, you can spam it just like the Officer pistol. Even if they keep getting revived. Again. And yet, this bullet spam is my problem with the Wimplo. Your first shot will go where you tell it to, but shots in rapid succession bounce all over the place in a way that is hard to master. So, if you plan to embrace its description as a unconventional rapid-fire sniper rifle, well, you're gonna need to go all Anna Nalick on it and just breathe. If you can, space your shots and the headshot is still within your grasp. But don't be surprised if when you miss, you rely on a more panicked spam like that Nigerian prince being held prisoner in your email box. So let's talk about special ammo. The Wimplo has two special ammo types, high velocity and poison ammo. The high velocity ammo increases the muzzle velocity from 360 meters per second to 520 meters per second, but it increases the recoil of each shot. Taking high velocity ammo makes sense for ranged fights if you want to increase your chances of landing that first shot. But keep in mind, once you start spamming the OCD, the recoil with the high velocity ammo becomes more difficult to realign for a headshot. So, in my opinion, if you are going to use high velocity ammo, you should probably take the Winfield Marksman instead. The lever action mechanism will slow down your shots enough to bring your sights back into focus. On the OCD, the high velocity ammo makes it harder to spam, which is supposed to be one of the strengths of the weapon. The poison ammo, on the other hand, is not available with the Winfield Marksman. The poison bullets can do some poison damage to enemies and, importantly, prevent them from healing, but you lose 23 damage and some penetration power. Compact bullets can travel through wooden walls if you are close enough, so you'll need to weigh what makes the most sense for your loadout. If your secondary can shoot through walls, great, poison ammo is an option for you. If it can't, leave the poison ammo at home. Which leads us to traits. The OCD can benefit from steady aim, which will probably go a long way in improving those first shots. If you have time to benefit from scoping with steady aim, then that's probably a good trait to have, but it won't always be necessary for every shot. And then we ask, what pairs well with the Wimp Low? Why, a smaller Wimp Low, of course. Okay, that's tonguey, and I'm getting my references a little crossed here. What I mean is, I've been taking the officer pistol, as with every video, because it is just so reliable. In fact, there were times when I would switch to my officer pistol to snipe because I felt more comfortable with it. The additional ammo is a nice touch too. And now, with all this knowledge, we have to address how best to use the Wimp Low. Personally, I think it's stupid to say things like, and you should be aiming for heads anyway. Like, yeah, obviously, aim for the head. Thank you. Very enlightened, HomeReel. You're probably thinking. That's a huge insight. But with this gun, because the recoil feels so odd, if you can wait a little longer for a headshot instead of relying on bullet spam, it might be worth it for you. Don't get me wrong, bullet spam can get you there, but a headshot is much cleaner. And finally, the most important question, should you take the Wimp Low? All of these videos have been made with the idea that there are players out there that want to play something a little off meta. Not a Mosin, not a Lebel. So, if you enjoy guns that feel like a bad date, you know, like you're sitting there wondering, is this really worth it? And you can tell there's no chemistry, really. And he is shaking constantly. This joke is for the 1.2% female viewership. And his eyes do this weird twitch thing. And he looks okay while he's all dolled up. But like, what does he look like at home? I mean, there's probably better options out there, right? What are dates like? I have no idea. My point is, if you want a relaxing sniper experience that looks good in a montage, it makes you feel very cool for switching to your uppercut, I imagine you'll probably want either the Winfield Marksman or something higher in caliber. If you want something that's kind of bad, but also kind of good, but then all of a sudden bad again, kind of like the HomeReel YouTube channel, the Wimp Low is probably a great pick for you.